Good evening, everyone. Am I audible? Good evening. Can anyone please confirm? Am I audible? Hello, all. Good evening. Am I audible? Good evening, Priyanka ji. Thank you, Nirav ji, for confirming the same. Namaskaram, Josh, sir. So today, yeah, so that was unfortunate because my father-in-law was affected by lung infection and he was in ICU for close to around 10 days. We tried our best, and it's unfortunate that we could not, you know, make him stay longer. So thank you for your condolence messages. It means a lot to me. So thank you everyone for such messages. It means a lot. So let's try to. I happened to read a message by Ravi ji in the group. He was trying to check support and resistance from option chain regularly in live market, which is not required because you need to note down the R1, R2, R3, S1, S2, S3 one day before. And if there is any entry very close to these levels, you're supposed to stay away from it, right? So that is how we are supposed to look at it. Because if you keep looking at change in OI and change in support and resistance, definitely it won't help you to take trades, right? So let's try to discuss how to choose in the money strike price. So which strike price to choose so that you will get a very good movement very quickly, so that you don't have to struggle with the movement. Is that clear? Shall we go ahead? Before that, let's try to identify support and resistance. Kishorji, my setup is working beautifully. It gives 30 points target. God bless you too. So if you stick to the rules and regulation, definitely you'll become profitable gradually. So I've kept the option chain open for Nifty 50. Can you all please identify support? Thank you, Chiragji. My setup will work perfectly provided if you use it according to the rules and regulations that I mentioned. So which is the R1? Which is the R1 for tomorrow's trade? So which is the immediate highest? The immediate highest, because this itself is 1 lakh, right? So 1750 will be your R1 because it has to face this resistance. Once it has, because whenever anything above 1 lakh will be a tough resistance for the market to break. So 1750 will be your R1. 17100 will be your R2. Don't you think you have two resistances, one above other, with a gap of 50 points here? Yes or no? Don't you think it will be a tough task for Nifty to break two resistances with highest open interest together? So try to have a bearish sentiment tomorrow because there are two resistances back to back. So big players have decided to push market down tomorrow a bit. Okay, so it requires immense, money to break these two resistances. Usually there's a gap of 100 points between R1 and R2, but in the gap of 50 points we have two resistances, so obviously it will be a tough task. So R3 will be 17,200. Okay, so we have R1, R2, R3. So what you're supposed to do, you just have to note down these values and use these values in the market, because in the live market change in OI will happen. Okay, that should not affect your mindset. Your mindset is whenever your entry is very close to these levels, please avoid trading and wait for the candle to close above these levels, so that will give you a confirmation of breaking these levels. Okay. So because if you keep looking at OI change, you might get confused, you will not take trades, right? So the same case with S1 and S2, right? So immediate S1, what is the S1? Immediate S1, 17,000. So, and what is the next support? S2, that is 16,950, 17,000 and 16,950. So when you have very powerful resistance and very powerful support with a gap of 50 points, what can we expect tomorrow? Don't you think market can remain choppy? Because there is a strong resistances piled up one above the other, likewise strong supports which is one beneath the other. So don't you think the market will be range bound, right? So anyways, if you get an entry according to my setup, please make sure you're not taking any entry very close to these levels. That's it. Say for example, tomorrow if a candle is closing below 17,000, 17,000, then this level is broken. At least you have 50 points gap to take a trade, right? So that way, this is S3. So you have S1, S2, S3 very close to each other. So it will be a tricky day tomorrow. So don't be in a hurry to lose money. Just observe what happens, because these kind of scenarios will give you a lot of confidence in the market. Okay, these are the case studies which you're going to find it very rare, where you have very powerful resistances for every 50 points. It's a rarity. And don't you think you have support for every 50 points here? So you have strong supports back to back, and you have two resistances. Compared to this, don't you think there's a strong support from 17,000 onwards? So it's a tricky day. So be careful tomorrow. Okay. So let's check what is the status in Nifty Bank. So anyways, this expiry is done. So you need to select the next expiry. So we need to get back to Nifty 50 because we were just checking today's expiry. We have to change it to 23rd March. Now we'll check. Now tell me which is the R1. Which is the R1? Don't you think this is the highest? 39,500 is the R1, right? And R2 is somewhere here, 39,800. So 39,500 is R1, 39,800 is your R2. So don't you think S1 is at 39,000? S1 is at 39,000. Yes or no? Yes, Raviji, you're right. So this is the S1. So let's check Nifty 50, 23rd March. Vaishali, if you have 1 lakh, no, that will have a very significant impact as a support and resistance. So now you can see there's R1 at 17,100 because you were trying to refer uh, the today's expiry. So we have taken next expiry. So we have 17,100 as R1 and 17,200 as R2 and 17,300 as R3. Yes or no? 17,100, 17,200 and 17,300 as R1, R2, R3. But don't you think you have a strong support at 17,000 here? You have strong support at 17,000, right? So this is the support, and the immediate next support is 16,900 and 16,800. I don't think 17,000 can be breached because you have very high open interest for 17,000. 17,000 will act as a strong support. Is that clear? Okay. So let's try to, I'll give you the formula to identify which is the perfect strike price that you're supposed to choose whenever you get an entry according to the setup. So how to choose in the money, at the money and out of the money. So before understanding all that, so I want you guys to understand something called as delta. Okay. See, what is delta? Delta is the rate of change of premium with respect to rate of change of index. Please do write this point. This will be very helpful for you in the long run. Okay. See, for option sellers, time decay or theta is very helpful, right? So likewise, for option buyer, delta will be very helpful. What is delta? Rate of change of premium of either call option or put option will change according to the change of index value, right? So rate of change of premium with respect to rate of change of index. So this is the delta, because don't you think, the premiums of call option and put option will vary immediately whenever there is a change in the index movement. If suddenly if index becomes bullish, the call option premium will jump. At the same time, put option premium will decay. But at what pace do they jump is the matter of discussion, right? Say for example, if you have a zero point 0.5 delta for a particular contract, be it call option or put option, for every 100 points movement in the index, you will have corresponding 50 points movement in the option, be it call option or put option. So zero point 0.5 delta means 50% movement. So please remember, whenever a particular contract, you don't have to check a delta value for every contract. If you stick to the formula, you will make a very good decision immediately. So let us assume a particular contract, whether it's call option or put option, as a 0.5 delta. What is 0.5 delta? 50% movement. Okay, if index is jumping 100 points, the premium points will jump 50 points. This is one case study. And there's one more 0.2 delta. For 0.2 delta, I want everybody to type, if there is a jump in 100 points in index, how much points you can achieve in the premium of call option or put option? 20 points. Right, brilliant. So say for example, if you have zero point 0.6 delta, for every 100 points jump in the index, how much points will your call option or put option will jump? Very good, 60 points. Okay. And if you have 0.8 delta, for every 100 points jump in index, how much points will you get in option premium? 80 points, right? See, out of 0.2, 0.5 and zero point 0.8 delta, which one will you choose to trade so that you have higher room to capture, greater opportunity to capture 10 to 30 points target? It's 0.8 delta, right? So that is how we need to, usually in the money contracts, ITM will have approximately 0.6 to zero point 0.8 delta, and OTM will have just 0.2 delta. That's why people lose heavily whenever they trade OTM. Please remember, OTM is risky, especially on expiry day. People trade that just because it requires very less capital, but people lose money by trading OTM. ATM is pretty decent, but when there is an opportunity to capture points very quickly with ITM, so ATM can be forgotten too. Okay. So from now on, you will trade only in the money contract. What is the reason behind it? Because in the money contract has higher delta, so there will be a higher movement for every 100 point jump, and then you have higher probability of capturing your target. Is that clear? You will never trade ATM nor OTM. You will trade only ITM whenever you get an opportunity to trade according to my setup. Is that clear? So before going ahead, so let me try to narrate a kind of a story, so that will help you to identify uh, very good contracts. Say for example, don't you think there is a gap of 50 points in the option chain of Nifty 50 for every strike price? So Vanashriji, we are trying to focus more on which strike price to trade. So can we stick to it, because you have the same stop loss, right? If you're trying to capture 30 points in Bank Nifty, don't you think the 30 points stop loss will remain same? How will that affect by choosing ITM or OTM? So if you take a right entry, your target will be hit first, then your stop loss. Okay. Say for example, I'm trying to narrate a story. Please try to visualize so that you can identify in the money very easily. Okay. So say for example, let's visualize that Nifty 50 is trying to climb a ladder. So these strike prices are acting as the steps of the ladder. Okay. So Nifty 50 is trying to climb the ladder from 17,200. Its agenda is to reach 17,500. Okay. These are the steps of the ladder. And we have taken a photograph of Nifty climbing the ladder, and you will see Nifty is stuck at 17,350. Okay. 17,000, let me see, 17,333. Okay. Nifty is stuck at 17,333. Don't you think, don't you think this 17,333 is between 17,350 and 17,300? Let us assume, if Nifty is stuck here, don't you think this is falling between these two strike price? Yes. So whenever you see such kind of a value in the live market, that is called a spot price. Spot price and LTP are one and the same. Okay, because in the market you cannot see exact 50 value, right? Definitely it will be hovering between any two strike prices, right? So let's try to define a standard formula. Okay, whatever you see in the live market, the LTP is called a spot price. So you should always round off the spot price to the next highest 50. So if I round off this to the next highest 50, what do we get? Don't you think you'll get 17,350 when you round off? So whenever you look at the LTP, you should always round off to the next highest 50, and whatever you get after rounding off is nothing but at the money contract, which has 0.5 delta. Okay, so at the money contract, which has 0.5 delta after rounding off. So say for example, if Nifty is stuck here, don't you think to reach 17,333, it would have climbed 17,200, 250 and 300 to reach this level? To reach this level, don't you think it would have climbed all these levels? The levels which are already been crossed are called as in the money contracts. The levels which are already been crossed just to reach this spot price are called as in the money strike prices. Okay, the levels which are yet to be reached, see, it's stuck at 17,333, so it is yet to reach 400, 450 and 500, right? It may reach or it may not reach. In a bullish sentiment, when market is going from bottom to top, it has crossed all these levels to reach this midpoint. The levels which are already been crossed are in the money. The levels which are yet to be reached are called as out of the money. That's why the probability is very less, because it may reach these levels or it may not reach these levels. Okay. In bullish market, in the money will always be at the lower end of the ATM. Is that clear? It's good to visualize all these things, but we have a formula for it. Okay. ITM equals to ATM minus 100. In the money is equal to at the money strike price minus 100. Say for example, so which in the money will you trade? ITM is equal to, what is the ATM value? 17,350, right? Minus 100. What do you get? 17,250. So don't you think you have 17,250 as a in the money strike price, because these are the levels which are already been crossed by Nifty 50 to reach 17,333. So what is the first step? Round off LTP to next highest strike. Always. Okay, whenever you see spot price, you need to round off to the next highest strike price always. The first point clear, right? Prashantji, please concentrate on this. I'll give you a lot of examples. I want you to give me which in the money you're gonna trade. So this is the first point. Round off spot price or LTP to the next highest strike price. Then second point, how do you achieve in the money strike price? ATM minus 100. You will get the in the money strike price which you are supposed to trade. So for 17,350 as ATM, if you subtract 100, don't you think you'll get 17,250? This will approximately will have delta value between 0.6 to 0.8. So every time you don't have to check the values, delta value, you just have to mechanically calculate this procedure. Okay. Say for example, let me take So let me take 17,115 as the spot price. Let me take 17,115 as the spot price. So which is the next highest strike price that you're supposed to round off? Jaspreet ji, I want everybody to reply. Next highest, 17,150, right? So there are two 50s, like 17,100 is also there and 17,150 is also there. So which is the highest? This is the highest. So this becomes ATM, right? So for ITM, you need to subtract 100 points. 17,150 minus 100, you will get 1750 as the ITM strike price, which you're supposed to trade, which will move very quickly and it will give you profits very easily, right? So say for example, can you all please do calculation for 17,050, 17,075. Let's assume this is the spot price that you see. Which in the money call option will you trade? First round off, then subtract 100. So if you round off to the next highest, which is the strike price, which is considered as ATM, 17,100. If you subtract, 100, don't you think you're getting 17,000 as the ITM after subtracting? I'm very happy that all of you got it right. So this is more like a mathematics class. If you stick to this, you will be able to choose the correct strike price within 2 seconds with the mere calculation. I want everybody to tell me what in the money call option will you trade for this spot. Pawanji, Bank Nifty will come later. Can you please focus on this? Pawanji, can you please tell me which strike price will you trade? Call option for this. 16,700. Right. That's awesome. Correct. So please tell me for 17,000 two, two, two. So 17,222, which call option will you trade? 17,150. Perfect. Because if you round off to the next highest 50, you'll get 17,250. Then subtract 100, you'll get 17,150, which will give you target easily and quickly. So 16,016. For 16,016, please tell me which. So if you round off, very good. 15,950. 15,950 because 16,016, the next highest strike is 16,050. That is ATM. If you subtract 100, you'll get 15,950. Very good. So let me give you 17,777. 17,700. Very good. 17,700. 16, 15, 123. For 15, 123. 50, 50. 15050. Brilliant. For 18,333. 18,333. 18,250 is the call option. Brilliant. Because it is when you round off to the next highest 50, it is 350. After subtracting, you will get this 17,005. 17,005. 16,950. 16,950. Brilliant. All of you got it right. 16,950. Jaspreet ji, don't go for 150 points. Stick to the formula. Okay, your calculation will become very tough. Stick to the formula. Okay. Jaspreet ji, can you please tell me what value will you trade for, which strike price will you choose for in the money call option? Jaspreet ji, 350. Is this clear? Don't you think this is an easy method to choose strike price in just 1 second with mere calculation? You don't have to, because you need to be quick. You cannot, take too much time. Whenever you get an entry according to the setup, do this calculation in 1 second. Enter trade immediately. Because of the higher delta value, you will get target achieved very quickly. Okay. So let's try to identify how to choose in the money put option. Okay. The first step will remain same. You should always round off to the next highest 50. The first step will remain same. Second step, rather than subtracting, you will add 100. rather than subtracting, you will add 100. Is that clear? Round off the spot price to the next highest 100. The first step remains same. How to identify ITM? ITM is equal to ATM plus 100. Okay, now everybody please tell me, which put option will you trade for this 16,900? Because once you round off, you'll get 16,800. If you add 100, you'll get 16,900. If you trade this put option, your target will be achieved very quickly and you'll be amused. Okay, for 17,222, for 17,222, which, yes, 250. If you add 100, it is 350. Okay, so please tell me, which put option will you trade for this? Very good. 16,150, 16,150, brilliant. All of you got it right. So 17,777. So which put option will you trade in the money so that you can make quick profits? 17,900 for 15,123, for 15,123, 15,250, 15,250, brilliant. For 18,333, for 18,333, it is 18,450, 18,450. I think you've got it right. For 17,005, 17,150, 17,150. This put option strike price has a higher delta, so you'll make very good profit. 17,412, 550, brilliant. 17,550, that will give you quick profits because the movement will be quick and you will have greater points to achieve this. Is this clear? How to choose in the money put option and call option for Nifty 50? Don't you think this is easy? Are you feeling nostalgic that you're sitting in the mathematics class? So this is how you will choose in the money call option or put option whenever you get an entry according to the setup. Is that clear? Okay, so let's try to go for Bank Nifty. For Bank Nifty, everything is simple. You just have to round off to the next highest 100 because there is no 50s, right? There's a gap of 100 points between every strike price in Bank Nifty, yes or no? Because in Nifty 50, there's a gap of 50 points between every strike price. In Bank Nifty, there's a gap of 100 points, right? Yes or no? So first step will remain same. Round off spot price to the next highest 100 because you won't get exact 100 in the spot price because it is too volatile, it will be varying. So it is your job to round off to the next highest 100. Okay, so that you'll get deeper in the money. That's why we are trying to square off to the next highest 100 so that you'll get deeper in the money contract. If you take it lower, then it is not deeper in the money. That's why we are taking the next highest 100. So how to identify ITMC? The first step remains same. So in the money call option is equal to ATM minus 300. In Bank Nifty, rather than 100, we are trying to subtract 300 points. Is that clear? So ATM minus 300 will give you in the money. Round off to the next highest 100 and then subtract 300 to get in the money call option. Can you all please tell me what will be the call option that you will trade when it is at 36,874? Round off to the next highest 100, you'll get 36,900. Then subtract 300, you'll get 36,600. 36,600 is the value, right? Perfect. You guys got it right. So let me give you few strike prices. Let me see how well you guys. So 38,123. 38,123 is the spot. Tell me the call option. 37,900. Perfect. Because after rounding off, we'll get 38,200. 38,200 minus 300 is 37,900. Right. Perfect. So 38,005. 38,005. So 37,800. 37,800 because it is 38,100 once you round off and then subtract 300. So 37,800 800. Okay, so 37,725. 37,725. So if you round off, it will become 37,800. Then subtract 300, you will get 37,500 call option, which will give you 30 points very quickly. Okay, so 38,000 triple two. 38,000 triple two. 38,000 will be the in the money call option which you are supposed to trade because that has higher delta value. 40,075. 40,075. So 39,800 call option will be the in the money call option that you're supposed to choose, right? Then 40,178. So 39,900. 41,977. 41,700 is the call option that you're supposed to trade. Is this clear? How to choose in the money call option for Bank Nifty? You need to round off the spot price to the next highest 100 because there's a gap of 100 between every strike price. And by rounding off to the next highest 100, you'll always get deeper in the money contract. So with a higher delta value. And how to choose in the money call option? Subtract ATM minus 300. You will get brilliant in the money strike price. You will appreciate it once you trade. Okay. So the same thing applies for put option, just that rather than subtracting 300, you'll add 300. First point will remain same. You need to round off to the next highest 100. The first step remains same. Rather than subtracting 300, you need to add 300 to get in the money put option. Can you all please tell me which put option will you trade for 38,123, 38,500? Perfect. So 38,500. So which put option will you trade? 38,400. That's brilliant. Which one will you trade for 37,725? 38,100. That's awesome. 38,222. So 38,222. 38,600. That's really nice. 38,600. That's really nice. 40,075. 40,075. It means 40,400. 40,400. Because if I round off, I'll get 40,100. Then you need to add 300. Vaishaliji. How come it is 40,500? For next one you're trying to say. So 40,178. Vaishalaji, you're too fast. You're faster than sound and light. 40,178. Yeah, but so yes, 41,977. So 42,300 put option. Is this clear? How to choose in the money call option for Nifty as well as Bank Nifty in just 1 second, so that once you enter trade, your target will be hit immediately, and even if there is a delay in your entry, you have room for booking profit as it will give you more points. Say for example, there is a movement of 80 points. By the time you enter trade, 10 points would have already moved. You still have 70 points to book your profits. Is that clear? Yes, I'll just repeat for Nifty and Bank Nifty once again. Say for example, so first of all, in the market, whatever may be the random value which is running, you need to round off. That is called a spot price or LTP. In Nifty 50, you need to round off to the next highest strike price. That is next highest 50. Right? You need to round off to the next highest 50. And for in the money call option, you need to subtract ATM minus 100. For in the money put option, ATM plus 100. You can write this down, Prashant Kaushikji. Okay, so round off to the next highest strike price, next highest 50 for in the money call option, ATM minus 100 for in the money put option, ATM plus 100. Okay, so for Bank Nifty, round off to the next highest 100 strike always to get deeper in the money. For in the money call option, you need to subtract ATM by 300. Okay, in the money put option, you need to subtract ATM, you need to add ATM by 300. This is for Bank Nifty. You need to round off to the next highest 100 and then subtract ATM minus 100 and ATM plus ATM minus 300 and ATM plus 300. Is that clear, Prashant? So I would suggest you guys to trade, only index options, but there are people who are trading stock option also. For them, I'll give you a better target. For stock trading intraday, please write down it is 0.5% of the share value. Anjanji, that will remain same. R1, R2, R3, S1, S2, S3. Please focus on this, Jitendra ji. I'll come to that point. So for stock intraday, if you're trying to trade just shares, you'll get 0.5% of the share value. But if you're trying to trade, say for example, tell me what is 0.5% target for a share which is valued at 1,000 rupees. Divide share value by 200. Divide share value by 200. 5 rupees, right? Just tell me what is 0.5% target for 323 share value. 323 divided by 200. How to get 0.5% target for a share value? Divide the share value by 200. Yes, 1.5 something. Right? So what is 0.5% for this share value? Approximately 2.5. Approximately 2.5 or 2.85. Right. So are you clear how to calculate 0.5% for the share value whenever you're trying to trade shares in MIS mode by calculating how many shares you can buy for a certain capital? Right. But if you're trading with stock options, you need to set target to the premium of the option, right? Say for example, if you're trying to trade Infosys call option, okay, so you need to set the target on the premium, not on the share value. Yes or no? Let us assume if 25 rupees is the premium, you need to set target on 25 rupees. So how to calculate that value, which can be easily achieved in stock option scalping? In case if you're trying to trade stock options, stick to this target. Which value will you add to the premium to achieve that quickly? 0.25% of the share value. Say for example, rather than dividing by 200, you need to divide by 400 to get 0.25%. Is that clear? Okay. Say for example, what is 0.25% of this? 2.5. So you need to add 2.5 to the premium. Let us say your entry is at 25 rupees premium. Your target should be 27.5. Is that clear? There is no in the money concept for this. You need to trade only at the money because in the money will be too costly. In the money concept should be applied only for index trading. Okay. So stick to at the money, nearby strike, whichever is nearby strike price, you just choose, but be very careful in terms of setting the target. So what will be your target if you're trying to trade option for this particular share? 0.25% of the share value divided by 400. Half of 0.5%, right? If 1.5 rupees is 0.5% of the share value, half of that is 0.75, right? So see what are the gainers and losers. Let's say gainers and losers. Jasprit ji, just try to trade stocks which are available in FNO securities. What does FNO mean? Futures and options. So all the stocks will have very good movement. So let us say that we have ICICI Pru. Say for example, what value of ICICI Pru? It's say for example, the open price is 385. What is 0.25% of 385? See, this was a gainer. ICICI Prudential is so approximately 0.75, right? So 385. Say, for example, if you want to search ICICI Truly, so just type 385. So do we have 385 call option? You just have to type the share value, you'll get all the values here. So let me add this. Okay. So today in the morning, this particular stock was going up. So if you had traded call option in this, so this is, there was a moment of, oh, sorry, just a minute. Let's check. So let's check. How much did it move today? So from this point to this point, there was a movement of 26 rupees. So can we just capture 75 paisa in this 26 rupees moment? Don't you think you will be booking profit easily in stock option? Can we book 0.75 paisa when there's a movement of 26 rupees? Yes or no? So if you capture 0.75, what is the lot size? 1500 into 0.75. Can you all multiply? What will be your profit? 1500, 1125. Don't you think you would have captured 1125 easily when there's a moment of such huge nature? Try to book profits and stay away from that stock option. Don't get stuck in one trade for too long. So that you can trade more number of stocks. Say for example, Zeal India. For say for example, Zeal India is at 190. So what is 0.25%? Zeal 190 call option. If 190, if you enter trade at 190, divide 190 by 400. What is the 0.25% of the share value that you're supposed to set as the target on the premium? 0.47 paisa, right? So there's a movement of 15 rupees. So can you easily capture 0.47 paisa when there's a movement of 15 rupees? See, I'm talking about certainty. 47 paisa is for sure you will easily capture. Okay. So let's see what is the lot size. 3000 into 47 paisa. Can you all please multiply 3000 into 0.47? What is the profit you'll get? 1400. This 1400 is assured. Nobody can take this 1400 from you. Okay, let it go 10 to 12 points. Don't worry. Take your quota and come out of it. Don't be greedy. Try to be in green every day. In Petro. Let's check in Petro. So you'll enjoy option trading only if you have a minimum target. So in Petro 233. So let's take 235 approximate in Petro 235 call option. For 235 divided by 400, what is the target that you're supposed to set? 235 divided by 400. 58 paisa. So there was a movement of 10 rupees. So can you capture 58 paisa easily? So what is the lot size? 2700 into 0.58. So 1586. So 1586, nobody can snatch it from you. That is fixed. Let it go 5 rupees, 10 rupees, don't bother. Book your profit and come out of it. So that's the beauty of trading with the minimum. Stop loss will remain same. 0.58 target, 0.58 stop loss. So that you will be more disciplined with 1:1 risk reward ratio. Is that clear? Are you guys clear? You're supposed to take at the money strike price for the stock because in the money is too costly, and stick to 0.25% of the share value as the target value for the premium. Okay. And when it comes to Nifty and Bank Nifty, you know how to choose the in the money strike price, and you know the targets, 30 points for Bank Nifty and 10 points for Nifty 50. So will you practice this tomorrow? Observe really well. I just took the open price, ma'am. I just took 233, roughly around 235. If I type in Petro 233, I'll not get any strike price, right? So I just went for next value. Okay, is that clear? Tomorrow I'll teach you how to trail stop loss in Nifty and Bank Nifty tomorrow. Okay, and then I'll teach you bull call spread and bear put spread strategy, which is not part of my syllabus, but that is a hedge form of trading. It's the safest. Yes, Sri Lakshmi ji, point. So we'll have Q&A session tomorrow, not today. Okay, I just want you guys to do hard work today by practicing. Okay, Parag ji, you joined just now. Thank you. Okay, so we'll catch up tomorrow. Okay, we'll discuss how to trail stop loss, bull call spread and bear put spread, and then we'll take up all the questions. Purnima ji, I don't look at volumes. I look at my setup. Jitendra ji, for currency and commodity, I'll tell you tomorrow. For currency and commodity, I'll tell you tomorrow. Okay, I'm not hurrying things. We are just trying to observe information slowly. Okay, thank you so much. We shall catch up tomorrow. Yes, list 3 is also pending. I'll tell you tomorrow. First thing we'll discuss tomorrow is list 3. Good night. Thank you so much. Take care. Good night. Please revise whatever you've learned today. That is very much important. Okay, good night. Take care.